What's up, people? Today I got another video for you guys. I know it's quite annoying because I'm back to back with these, but I'm very excited to talk about these shoes right here. These are the Collegium Pillar IIs, also known as the Devastators. So these actually released back in October for the first time. You can kind of consider these the sequel to the Pillar 1s, the previous video that I already shown you guys. But yeah, they released back in October, sometime early October. I wasn't able to get it because I wasn't too into the brand yet, but I will admit that these shoes itself was what drawed me to pay attention to the brand. But again, I wasn't able to get it. Finally, they released or restocked back in Memorial Day of this year, 2022, and I was able to get it in 4 days, which is completely awesome. But I really want to talk about these. I'll try to make it short. Let's get into it. So the official colorway for this shoe is dubbed the Platinum Suede Color Way. When this shoe initially released back in October, there were 3 colorways in total. One was blue. I think it's officially called the Avio Blue. I don't know what's the black one's called, and these are the Platinum Suedes. Just to sidetrack really quick, I want to explain why these shoes are called the Pillars. The Pillar 1s and the Pillar 2s is because Collegium follows 3 main pillars, which is craftsmanship, materials, and wearability. And they want to encapsulate it, or at least embody what they create with those 3 main pillars or things that they stand by. So this is why they're called the Pillars. So some main features of this shoe that I don't really would consider them features, but considering the market that we live in today, I can see why they kind of point these things out. Basically, it's all genuine Italian calf leather throughout the whole shoe. Quality materials in terms of the rubber. These are margam rubber that, again, the same materials that Rude used for their shoes. We also got 3 Italian wax cotton laces, which is very cool. Not a lot of shoes come with additional laces, let alone 3 in total. And then we got these cool insoles that are hybrid, as they would call it. And the reason why they're hybrid is because you got this Italian calf leather upper where your feet meets the shoe, but it's backed by this polyurethane, which is very, very, very comfortable. So those are kind of the features that the shoe features. I want to give you guys a very quick look at the shoe itself, starting from the toe box. Hopefully I can focus there. What I like about this toe box, and I think this is the standout part of the shoe, is that it's a double cap suede combination with top grain leather that makes the whole toe box here. And what's very cool is that I noticed that the stitching equals to the 3 stitching that Collegium kind of does on their top silhouette shoes, such as the Destroyers, which basically embodies that 3 pillar once again. Very cool. You got your suede and top grain leather. Very nice. All right, so now we're going to look at the side of the shoe. If it focus. Okay, so now looking at the side of the shoe here, you can see that the base layer of the shoe is this Italian calf leather with hints of suede, as well as different colored calf leather that you can kind of see here. One standout part I would say is that this big panel right here is suede, and it's kind of like the signature stripe, if you will, for Collegium. This is also featured in your Destroyer 1s as well. It's very bold, but at the same time very minimalistic, which is kind of cool, almost like poetic, if you will. I very much like it. Cool. Nothing too crazy about the back of the shoe here, though I do want to point out that this is Collegium's logo right here. You got that circle with the pillar logo. I don't think it actually works for this heel tab right here, only because it's a circle, so it doesn't seem like it fits. I think something with a square would work very well. But anyway, this is your heel counter right here. Is a darker shade of this top grain leather. And you can kind of see there is triple stitch. Sorry, my camera would not focus. Just because of the color. You just have to believe me, I guess. Nope, there it is. You see that? 3 stitching, which again represents that 3 pillars that they go by. So kind of cool to see that carried throughout. And finally, talking about the bottom or the outsole of the shoe here, it's very cool because it seems like it's 3-piece margam with different colors. We got your vintage white or off-white rubber right here, your bottom gray rubber with red painted over accent right here, and then you got your white. So it looks like it's all supporting each other. It's encapsulating or cupping each other very well. I would say though, because it's 3 layers, I do feel a bit more above the ground, or I'm not really close to the ground feeling. I don't know if I really like that yet, but again, because the insole is so soft, it's almost like you're sinking in, but at the same time you're being hugged by the outsole. It's very hard to explain, but definitely is more above the ground as opposed to your destroyers where I felt very low to the ground, which I like. But to each his own. I very much like the whole design of the outsole. It reminds me a lot like the LV trainers, or even the Yeezy power phases. It reminds me a lot of that. But it looks really awesome. I feel like if this wasn't too busy right here, because you also have a very busy outsole, it just makes it all look so busy. Maybe if this counter stops right here or something like that, I'm not exactly sure. But all in all, I think the shoe is put together very well. It's just a bit busy in my opinion. Oh, I forgot to talk about the tongue here. It's a nylon tongue. I know it's very hard to tell on camera, but it's a nylon tongue, so it's not leather, which makes sense because you kind of want to be able to breathe. But we do have your Collegium box right here. And that's pretty much it. What else? I feel like that's pretty much it. Let's get into the on-look feet and then kind of close out this video for you guys. So actually, I have to point this out. This is something I just discovered. The two soles of the shoe, it's probably really hard to see, but they're not perfect. As you can see, the left one over here has some sort of like wrinkling happening to the leather, while this the right one over here is just very smooth, which kind of lends itself to this whole handmade aspect. I guess you can call this a flaw, being that it's not exactly perfect or one-to-one, but you can tell that it's real leather as to how the textures are coming out when you squeeze it, which is again very cool. You probably can't see this here, but on the sole itself, around the edging, there's actually pencil marks that I think whoever was making this, had to trace it out, and cut it, which again lends itself to this handmade in Italy quality material aspect of the whole shoe. In fact, let me show you guys really quick here. The stitching right here, if it would, is a bit frayed. I know it's hard to see. It's a bit frayed, but there's a finger mark right on the rubber that seems to be imprinted onto the rubber itself, which again lends itself to this handmade aspect of the shoe. But I don't know if I really like it. I know the destroyer ones were like, they were perfect, but these seems to have a bit of a I wouldn't say flaw, but its craftsmanship is showing, I guess. I don't know if that's a pro or con, but I personally think that it just kind of lends itself to the fact that, hey, this is really, really handmade. Anyway, let's go to the on foot.